Okay, so Derek, we start with the next portion of the meal, which will be the beef and the sweet potatoes.
Love me some lean beef.
And what do you usually have in your fridge? What do you like to eat?
Right, well, that's a great question. So, you know, obviously I like to maintain a healthy lifestyle. I think it makes me more productive, especially the older I get. So typically what you'd find in my fridge would be lean meat.
Like the filet?
So, yeah, certainly filet. I love chicken. So again, you'd find maybe some chicken.
Do you go with the duck meat or white meat?
Well, I love the breast meat, but I do eat other parts of the chicken, but my favorite is usually the chicken breast. So a lot of chicken breast, but even other parts of the chicken I'll eat the dark meat as well. I love sweet potatoes, so that's right up my alley.
Oh wow! Oh, so I made a good choice today, didn't I?
I love broccoli. It's my favorite. It's my favorite type of vegetable. And oatmeal is pretty much one of my standards.
You mentioned my go-to dish in the morning. Without oatmeal, my morning is not complete. Okay, then we go to the sweet potatoes. So we're going to do sweet potato roasties, which is basically grated potatoes which are reconstituted back together, and they somehow use their own starch and the cheese as a gelling agent. So we'll start with the potatoes. Just give them a quick grate.
So you see what you're doing. I have never done that. I have never shredded sweet potatoes.
And then you see the color which is coming out from the sweet potatoes. How I do my sweet potatoes is I also par cook them like the potatoes for the salad. But what I add in there is a touch of turmeric and some honey. So the honey extends the natural sweetness, so no sugars, extend the natural sweetness of the potato. Then I also add the turmeric just to give it a nice spring of yellow. Then drop in all the sweet potatoes in there. Then from here, have that to the side. From here, add a bit of cheese.
Okay, any particular cheese, American, Swiss,
I prefer
mozzarella?
to use yellow cheddar. Yellow cheddar, which is mostly done by the Americans. The Americans mostly go with the yellow cheddar. So I find this to be a little bit more flavorful. It's got a bit more of an acidic taste to it. Then some spring onion. A quick chop of the spring onion, just to add a little bit of contrast to the dish. Because everything is yellow, you don't want your dish looking flat and plain.
Yeah, they say the more colorful the dish, the healthier it is.
The healthier it is. So holidays are coming up. So what are your plans? How does your eating habits look like on the holidays? Do you splurge out and spoil yourself, or do you maintain?
Yeah. Well, I mean, I used to in the past, but certainly these days I try to really be conscious about how much I eat, what I'm eating, and also maintaining that healthy lifestyle in terms of exercising when I can, in terms of sort of not varying too much with a lot of the dishes that I would make on a regular basis. Etiquette, which is obviously one of the things I teach, says that if a guest offers you something to eat, rather than refuse it, you can just sort of ask them to add you maybe a smaller serving than a bigger serving. That way they won't be offended.
Right. Bit of salt and pepper.
Hey, I've been catching up with your fans. Yeah?
You've been running on Google. That's why you're out of breath.
We had Derek Bbanga, and your fans are asking, hey, now that you manage your portions, is there someone you're managing your portions with? Iko kamutu unamfikianga. Is there someone you keep healthy with? No, it's not me, it's them.
Well, that's what they're asking.
Yeah.
So the answer is yes.
There's someone.
I do have
And now we can hear the loud hush of disappointed ladies.
Sorry, fans. Taken. Another fan has said you like managing your portions. No. With fresh fry, you can manage your portions very calibrated, very well.
Okay.
Just the right amount of oil, as Chef Nick says.
Fantastic.
Yes. So now, you have stalkers. I tell them you're taken.
Yeah, I think that should be the correct answer. Take it.
Hello, Slay Queen, umeumia. You know, akona mtu anaenda naye holidays,
So
surely.
now,
No.
you see, when you're mixing it, you try and give it a quick mash so that the items come together. Then, what we do, we start with a bit of fresh fry in a nicely heated pan. The pan needs to be hot. Oh wow, look at that. Fresh fry is triple refined, so it absolutely flows very, very well. The nice golden color will also assist us with them, making the sweet potatoes a nice golden brown color. So what you do, you just form rough little patties. Nice, just rough little patties. And you can see the potatoes themselves just come together all by themselves. No need for any additive starch or anything of the sort. So a nice little patty, then just drop into the pan. So today we'll do like about 4 or 5 pieces.
Interesting.
So just in there, get in there with your hands. I believe cooking is amplified when you use your hands.
Sure thing. Let me make sure that my hands are clean.
Good stuff. Then I'll get your spoon.
Okay.
So just grab a little dollop. And then just
Grab
form a
a
nice little
little.
patty.
Form a nice patty.
And then just plop it onto the pan.
All right. Let's see. How's my form, chef?
That looks good.
Yeah.
I told you you're a natural when it comes to
Oh,
cooking. Next, we're gonna do the beef.
Yeah. Now you're talking.
Now we're in your territory, aren't we?
Now things are getting interesting. Here we go.
And then now, so just make them into nice thin medallions, because most people believe that most meat cuts will require an oven, long cooking processes, so on and so forth, but this is not the case. A bit of seasoning.
Oh yeah. Seasoning, and that's one thing I love. A little bit of salt, a touch of pepper.
A bit of pepper on the top as well. This one brings the magic together. So a bit of that.
Okay.
Then
how hot should your pan be?
Crazy hot.
Yeah, that's what
crazy hot.
Turn it all the way up.
Yeah, all the way up. So to my go-to oil. There we go. Just a little bit. You don't have too much then again, because then now your beef will soak up. Then the beef goes in piece by piece. I always begin by targeting where the oil is, because it will spread the oil all the way around. As you can see, it just keeps on moving about. Then you go back to the potatoes. Give them a look at that. Give them a quick turn.
That's a beautiful color, chef.
Ah, beautiful. So the potatoes go into a paper-lined bowl or plate, so that they can absorb any excess oil that was coming through. Then now comes the interesting part, where I will add some brandy.
Now, chef, I'm not just saying this
Mm-hmm.
because you have brandy. But brandy happens to be my favorite type of indulgence.
Ah, really?
I don't indulge that much, but when I do,
It's brandy.
it
Ah.
really is a nice.
Just
fine
have a whiff
brandy.
of that. Smell the creaminess. You can smell the creaminess coming in from the brandy,
I get it.
which is why I love using brandy with
Really-
beef.
And I've never thought about using brandy.
Then we'll add a dash of the gravy, and then just swirl it in.
So this gravy was pre-cooked.
Yep,
or
and
it was-
this one is store-bought gravy, so it's just been pre-mixed with some water. The ratios are always on the side of the box which you'll buy the gravy with. So just make sure you just cover. So vegetables are all hot, and because I cooked in the same pan that I cooked the beef, there's some more flavor. I like compounding flavor in all of my dishes. But as usual, a bit of salt and a bit of pepper.
So again, just a few
Derek.
minutes with the vegetables in the pan.
Just a touch.
Let's take it.
Nimeshindwa.
Yeah?
Chef Nick, yadhani unozi. Hii ni criminal. Ni
No,
kama
because I-
kunyoa eyebrows uzichore tena.
Yeah,
Criminal.
it's because you use
Pilipili
Google.
kwa macho.
You use the Chinese Google. That's what happened.
It's okay.
Okay, so I'll show you after.
You cook food, I'll cook jokes.
After Derek,
See
after
who is the
Derek
better
enjoys the
cook.
meal, then I will show you how we will do it.
We're enjoying
Competition.
together.
Yeah?
Yeah.
So the beef is just about ready. So it's been imparting all the flavor in there. Nothing is lost. So one piece of the beef here. One here. As you can see, when you touch, a bit of red is still flowing out. So the medium is going to be just as good as you'd like it. Then just
How do you know when the vegetables are ready? Is it sort of just
it's a little bit more of an ad hoc kind of thing for me, because I've been used to cooking vegetables for a while. But cooking vegetables for about 7 to 8 minutes should be done, because if you overcook vegetables, then you find that most of the flavor, most of the taste, and all the nutrients that you're looking for are gone.
Wait.
So you want to slightly cook your vegetables.
Let me ask. We are cooking vegetables with fresh fry, which is vegetable oil. So this is vegetable squared.
Yes, and then remember, fresh fry has
I know
vitamins
something about
A
the
and
kitchen.
D,
Yeah.
and then the vegetables themselves have vitamins in them, so it is vitamin squared.
Vitamin squared.
And vitamin squared. Hey, my friend, complicated
I
math.
told you, I know 1 or 2 things in the kitchen. By then I'm done with training.
you showed him how to plate the food like this? Because I like how he's doing it.
Yeah. It's a science.
If you will, chef, JB, pay attention.
Okay.
Your knife and fork.
Yeah.
Fork is always in the left hand. Now I know there are people who are left-handed
I was about to ask that.
who will quibble with me, but for purposes of this demonstration, let's put your fork in your left hand. The base of your fork goes into the base of your palm.
Okay.
Your index finger extends along the top of, these are called the tines. Yeah, like this.
We'll get you a smaller
There
fork
you
next
go.
time, JB.
And then your knife. Okay, again, your knife goes into the base of your palm. Your fingers extend along the top of the blade.
Oh, wow.
And
I've really tried.
We'll get you a smaller knife, JB.
and then, as you go in for your food, you're going to use
JB, and there is your food.
your knife to cut whatever it is, and then you're going to turn this up and eat it like this. At no point should you ever turn your fork around and gather up the food like this.
No way, I do that all the time.
Well, there you go, chef.
Okay,
or cut your food. This is what the Americans do. They'll cut their food, and then they'll put this, and then they'll switch the other hand, and then they'll come out like this.
That doesn't come up when I'm eating, but the turning of the fork thing comes up every single time.
Everything is like that.
Okay, so please have a bite, and then let me know what you
exactly
think.
what I'm going to do. I'm going to
It
dig
comes
in.
like this, eh?
JB, you on the onions. I would just taste the onions because I didn't taste them. What do you think?
Now that is very tender. The flavor of the brandy adds a little bit of a kick to it. You've got your garnishing, obviously, your pepper and your salt, so it's perfectly seasoned.
Thank you.
And then the sauce or the gravy adds just a little bit more of a tang. So that's actually really good.
Do an eating tender, you see. Oh, remember, how do you cut?
I just remember at no point you do it like this, eh?
Well, no point when it's on the plate. You turn it like this.
Yeah. I will also deliver a tender.
Imeweza?
Imeweza.
Imeweza kabisa.
Tender.
Delivered a tender. Fantastic. So I'm hoping to get mine soon.
Yeah. And especially with the garnishing.
And then we go with a little bit of this.
Which other ones did you garnish? Yeah, the kick. The kick. Yeah, it's working.
Don't kick the plate.
Yeah, the kick. Yeah.
So how do
The
you
bacon and the
food?
sausage kind of meld, they go together.
Good.
And you know, you also get a little bit of the sweetness from the mayo. And then your green onions also provided just a little bit of a kick to it. So that's actually really good salad. I like this a lot.
Exactly what Derek has said. Same.
Yeah, same. Wonderful conversation, learned lots of things, new things, everything you've been saying. I've been like, take notes, take notes, take notes.
You can find me on Twitter, you can find me on
Write
Instagram.
Write this down.
You can find me on LinkedIn. Those are my primary social media platforms.
Okay.
And it's Derek Bbanga, D-E-R-E-K, double B, that's B-B.
Oh wow, there we go, the double
B.
A-N-G-A.
Ah, good.
And that's where you can get me. And if you want to contact my organization, it's info@publicimageafrica.com.
Keep it hashtag freshly cultured. Thank you so much, Derek Bbanga, the one and only man with the farm handshake. Thank you so much, Rich Views, Leisure Gardens, for having us at Asa. I was thinking, we go to the streets, we see if whatever Chef Nick has cooked is fresh Friday now.
So me, I'm already 1-0 on him.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm already. So I'm looking to make it 2-0.
Okay.
I'm
Just
gonna
because
leave
you
you guys
cook food.
to sort
Come, I
this
cook
out.
for you comedy. Let me tell you. Osha Vyombo. I told you this is my assistant. Osha Vyombo. Let me tell you. Derek, hey. Oh, now, wait, tusikosane time.
Okay, coming.
Yeah. Remember, you have
Yes,
to be
Sensei.
freshly cultured.
Yes,
Ama
Sensei.
nitakufuta kazi.
Yes, Sensei.
Hatujalipa deni ya Wachina.
Yes, Sensei.
Lean beef possesses several health benefits. These are types of beef whereby the fatty layer is well trimmed. By this, it makes them have low fat levels, suitable for those people who are looking for beef of low caloric levels.
Inaweza iwezi. Unasikiaje? Unasikiaje? Iko safi?
Kabisa.
Imeweza ijaweza?
Imeweza.
Ah, told you.
Kwaje?
Iko sawa kabisa.
Ah, safi kabisa.
Keep it fresh like
Asante.
Thank you, man.